Hey everyone, this is Ross, and today I just wanted to show you my completed stick insect tank. So I made it out of 2mm thick clear acrylic, and it took a few weeks to make, but I managed to make it for under £20 because that was my budget for this tank. I didn't really want to spend more than £20 on them because they're just insects. So yeah, I managed to do it for under £20, which is about $30. So I'm really pleased with that, and it's just a nice size for this room. It's a great size for the insects as well. So it's all square. I did all the measurements correctly, which I think is great, but I did one thing wrong with this tank when I was actually building it. I was supposed to use silicone to actually stick it together, but instead I used something called gap filler, which was in the same tube as silicone, and it used the same gun to apply it, but it's actually different stuff, and it was very hard to smooth down. When I tried to smooth it down, it kind of flaked up and went everywhere, and it marked some of the acrylic. So yeah, it was really nasty to work with. It was kind of like a resin stuff, but really thick. So yeah, that was one of the mistakes I made when I was doing this tank. And then later on, what I tried to do, I got a razor blade and tried to scrape it off. It simply wouldn't come off. But that's good, because at least I know it's very strong. I could probably get a hammer, hit this tank a few times, and it'd still be standing. So yeah, it's very strong. It's actually stronger than silicone, and it does the job. It keeps the stick insects in, holds itself together. So I'm not too bothered really. Just the appearance wasn't very nice because it was like a brown colour. So what I did, I just got some duct tape and I taped it down all the seams to kind of hide it. And because the duct tape is silver, it kind of matches in with the theme of my room. My bed's silver, silver legs for my table, silver sides to my wardrobe. So it kind of matches in, and the stand's brown, so there's a lot of brown in my room, as you can see. So yeah, it matches in with the theme, and it looks quite modern as well. So yeah, I'm really happy I made this within budget, and I probably wouldn't have spent more than £20 on them. So yeah, I've only got 2 stick insects. There's one, and there's the second one, if you can see him. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep stick insects in here when this generation dies. They're probably going to die in 2 or 3 weeks. They're quite boring. They don't do much. All they do is eat, and they're nocturnal. But they're fun to hold and handle. I mean, they walk about and stuff when you're handling them. But they're not the most fun of pets. They just sit around for most of the day. So I was thinking, when these ones die in a few weeks' time, I might make this into a terrarium, I think that's what it's called, with just plants. I'm not putting any animals in. I wanted this to be like a tree frog enclosure, but my parents don't want frogs in the house because they hate amphibians. They actually hate fish, but I managed to persuade them to get a fish tank and a few more. But yeah, they hate amphibians, so no tree frogs. This tank is ideal for tree frogs though, because it's quite tall for them. So yeah, I was thinking about just making it like a planted tank, just terrestrial plants. And I wanted it to be like a carnivorous tank with Venus flytraps in, large bell-shaped plants. I don't know what you call them, but little ants and bugs crawl up into the top and they fall to their death. So I quite like those plants. That'd be fun. I mean, no bugs can escape from here. If I was to put a fly in, I could just watch it buzz around and then be eaten. That'd be great, because I like carnivorous plants. If I was to keep stick insects in here again, the babies are 1mm wide, so they can escape from 1mm gaps. So there's no holes in this tank. The only hole is this, which is a fine fabric called muslin, and it allows air in and out. It keeps the humidity in, and it keeps the smallest of bugs inside. So that's a great feature. It also acts as a hinge as well. If I take that piece of tape off, I can actually lift this up, hang it over the front, and then get my hands in. So that's what I did about the hinge, and it'll keep the smallest of insects in. So yeah, one of my aims for this tank was to make it as light as possible, to let as much light in. So what I did, I used acrylic all the way around. It's entirely made of acrylic. That is the only patch that isn't acrylic. So yeah, it looks good. I've got 100 plus stick insect eggs if anyone wants some. I'll just show you. So here there are 100 plus, I think, 110, 120, something like that. These are all going to be female. The females do still lay fertile eggs though, because those two are female in there, so that means all of these are going to be female. Because if you have a male and a female in the tank, and if a male fertilizes a female, she'll have both male and female babies. But if you've just got females, they're hermaphrodites, so they'll just lay female eggs. So I know for a fact all these are female. So if you want 100 plus female stick insect eggs, leave a private message. Only people in the UK please, because it's illegal to send it to the US. But yeah, 100 and something stick insect eggs. The great is fighting fish food, if you train your fighting fish to eat them. I think some tetras eat them, different fish. Just ask us in a private message what fish eat them. And then if you want them, I can sort you out a very cheap deal on eBay, probably only £2 or £3. You can ask for 10 or 20 if you want. You don't have to have a full lot, you can have 5, and I'll still post it here very cheap. But yeah, people in the UK, just leave us a private message if you want them as fish food or to keep them as pets. Very easy to keep as pets, so I'll help you out if you've got any questions on them as well. So yeah, that was just my new stick insect tank, and I made the stand for £3 because I used the same wood as I used for the lighting system on my 15-gallon. So the whole piece of wood was £7, so I'm gonna say this was about £3. So in total, the tank and the stand cost £23, so that's about $35, sorry. So yeah, if you're good at DIY, just make all your own stuff. It's very cheap. Alright, so if you like this vid, then please leave a nice comment. Please give the vid a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Thanks, bye.